Hello and welcome. It is a new year and new us. Welcome to another year and a fresh beginning for Divination Detectives. We are back with you in 2026 and we have some fresh, new, exciting stories and conspiracies and just, yeah, a whole bunch of stuff that we have been looking at over the end of 2025 and the beginning of this year. So yeah, more fun, more exciting tales, myths, and everything else. So we do hope you join us, and I will let Alex present us with our newest story.
Before we begin, remember this is for entertainment purposes only. We do this work out of personal curiosity and always keep heartfelt intentions for the highest good of all. We have respect for the living and departed spirits and energies involved and are appreciative of all the messages received. Thank you to all of our listeners. We appreciate you so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you're enjoying this content. Yes, it's so exciting to be back. Hello, everyone. So we're going to start with a little bit of a missing person mystery. Okay. So this person, let me just get my notes here. Sorry. So this is about the disappearance and the recent discovery of Chance Englebert. He is a 25-year-old rodeo star and a new father who vanished without a trace in Daring, Nebraska, okay, during the July 4th holiday weekend in 2019, okay? And then they recently found him in October of last year, 2025, his remains. So Chance, the story goes that he was visiting with his wife's family with their infant son when, after an argument about leaving, he chose to walk alone and was never seen again. Okay. And I think it was like, from one town to the other, it was like a really pretty long walk, but maybe when you're mad, you want to walk for a few hours. I totally get that.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that's all they heard. Okay. For years, his family and his friends were, just left with a lot more questions. And then basically when they found the remains, it kind of created a little more mystery. Okay. So he was discovered not on a direct route to this other town. He was discovered in a very remote, rugged section of Scotts Bluff National Monument. So I think it is a rough walking trail, but not a lot of people do it. And it's kind of like a hike that you would, prepare for, being out with, no amenities, no cell service, the whole 9 yards. So it was very strange that he would have taken this route to begin with in the pitch dark. There's also a storm that rolled in that night. So it was storming. They did find surveillance of him. I think they said it was about a mile and a half in on this surveillance camera. Basically, he's just standing there outside of a gas station or something, and he's looking at his phone. And it looks like he turned 90 degrees, is one of the articles said. So he made a 90-degree turn after looking at his phone. And that's all the last that anyone ever saw of him. The family, I think his mother did say that, I don't know how many hours in, but at one point through the night, he sent her a text message with a bunch of symbols and letters that made no sense. And it had a happy face at the end. And that was the last that they heard from him. Okay. So I think they pieced it together. It was a little bit after they would have saw him or timed him on that surveillance. But according to the authorities, they ultimately ruled his death as an accident, citing that there was blunt force trauma consistent with a fall from a significant height. So blunt force trauma to the head, and the remains were found, I'm talking 6 years later, there's not a lot to go by, probably just bones at this point, right? So that
And
is
he was
what we
out in the
have.
open.
So,
Right.
pardon me?
And he was out in the open, right?
Yeah, hikers found him out in the open. Yeah, just very remote location. Let me see if it says anything else about when they found him. Nothing really.
Mm.
Yeah, but like it wasn't like hidden or anything. I think they came across his remains. And then they would have looked at the body and realized that there was blunt force trauma. Hmm. So interesting. So also, if you're walking along, I don't know, in the middle of the night, like my instinct would be to stay on the road, from one town to the other. Like that's just what I would do, and as the smartest route. Possibly if he was like trying to do a shortcut of some sort, but what the articles are saying is it wasn't really a shortcut. It would have actually been the longest route possible. Like I think it still does get him to where he's going, but it would have been the longest route possible.
Okay.
So it's odd that like that would have happened. So yeah, I have questions. Like, did he make a mistake? Was he trying to do a shortcut and he got lost? Or did something bad happen? Did he meet somebody? Did somebody, take him to this spot after they heard him? There's more questions here when you add this blunt force trauma
Okay, so
item.
what is your initial thought after like hearing this, after reading and looking into the story? What is your like initial just thought in your mind? What happened?
Well, I don't know. So my initial thought is, did something happen with the family and they just said that he walked away? Or but I mean they saw him on the surveillance alone, so like him walking, like that story kind of does make sense to me. So then my next question would be, yeah, did he end up, like, was he alone after he saw the surveillance? Like, did he remain alone? That would be my first question.
Okay, we can check into that first then if you want.
Because anything could have happened. He could have walked into a bar. He could have gotten into a bar fight. Like, who knows? Like,
True, true.
okay. So my
So many
first
different
question
things.
is, after we saw him on the surveillance, I want to know like what he was thinking and feeling when he was there last seen. And then, yeah, what happened next? Like, was
Yeah.
he alone?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we should probably let you guys know what decks we're using. So, what are you picking up for today's session, Alex?
Okay, so I have, sorry, I'm trying to grab the book. It's called Mystical Cats Tarot. Okay.
Okay, nice.
Um, so yeah, it's all kitty cats
Kitty, kitty,
with,
kitty cats.
yeah, they're very cute cards to deal with a very serious, not so cute situation,
Okay,
but they've been on fire lately, so I gotta use them. So,
nice. Lovely. Oh, and
okay.
for me, I'll be picking up Shadowscape Tarot, and I have a another deck on back burner, which is gonna be the Raven's Prophecy Tarot, because it has like a lot of symbology in it, in just its depiction of the cards. So I think it can be very useful, and I believe that one of the last episodes that we did, I used it as well and got some really, really amazing answers. Um, so the question was whether or not he was alone, right?
Yeah, and also like what he was thinking and feeling.
Oh, that's that. Okay, that as well. I'm getting more of a no.
On the alone part?
Yeah, right? Am I
So
crazy?
I feel like he was picked up somewhere. So the card that I have, well, of course I got the Lover's Reverse on like how he was thinking and feeling. And to me, the Lovers is a choice. So and it's reversed. So I feel like he made like a not so nice choice for himself. Um it could even be pertaining to like, oh, I'm gonna go find, some drugs to get my mind off this, or there was something that he chose that was like, you could have chose better for yourself. And then I got this card of, where did I put it? Sorry, my baby's here with me messing with things. But anyway, it's the Ace of Pentacles, or sorry, the Page of Pentacles. And in this card, there's a cat carrying another cat over this little hole in the road.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes me feel like, yes, Page of Pentacles, like he's moving slowly, but in this particular deck, it's like somebody picked him up and carried him, like in a vehicle, maybe. So I
Yeah.
feel like after he was seen, he was in a vehicle.
Yep.
What do you feel?
So I basically asked the same question. I didn't add the feelings in there. I'm gonna do that
Okay.
separately. So the first poll I actually did with the Raven's Prophecy, and we have 4 of coins as the first one, and in reverse. So it almost
Okay.
feels like the situation, like him feeling free, him feeling unbound, and just literally like, oh, this was like a huge unburdening, because I believe things were said that might have been sort of built up for a while during that,
Mhm.
I guess, dinner or evening. And I believe that he got a lot of things off his chest. So it felt freeing to have that moment of like, oh, I just told you everything that I think. I told you my opinion, and a lot of things are in the clear, or maybe even opinions of him or who he is and what he does, or prejudices or anything else that might have been spoken behind his back were now sort of said directly to him. And it's like, I think that he was sort of grateful for that, to know directly what somebody thinks of him or how they view him.
Mhm.
I do believe that it was a rush decision and not necessarily a thought through decision. We have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So, that wild, unpredictable energy as it is in the upright position in reverse gets a bit more intense. And
Yeah.
there is really no kind of a filter for holding back. And the one that's really stunning me a little bit is actually the Star in reverse, because it
Ooh, the
almost
star.
feels like I have lost my sense of direction, or I have gotten myself lost and I can't really figure where I should go and what I should do, or what the path is ahead. So sort of like that North Star literally getting lost, and that would make sense because I believe that whilst we were looking up the case, there was a storm during that night or some sort of raining or something, which would make sense, like quite literally with the stars being gone because it's cloudy, right?
Yeah.
It almost feels
Yeah.
like I'm lost. I don't know where I'm going. I know I'm not feeling necessarily good in the sense of like, oh, I'm the happiest man alive. I feel good because I feel free and kind of
Okay.
a absolvent of the situation. And I'm also, making this very rash decision, and I don't know how it's going to turn out. And then with the Shadowscapes, the first one I got is Page of Cups. So it's
Oh,
again,
okay, and I got Page of Pentacles. Interesting.
you got
Okay.
as well. I believe that because it's coming on with the King of Cups right next to each other, and look at his position, look at the two of them. I
Mm.
almost believe that the bad decision that you were mentioning might
Hey.
be a woman,
Okay.
like almost like going out with somebody or meeting somebody, or it could literally be somebody that has a substance that he was, maybe flirting with or something along those lines.
The
And then,
star reversed a lot of times for me is to do with substance, like fogging your mind.
yep,
A lot of
as
times
well.
I feel that way. And it's interesting that you say that about the woman. So the other cards I got was Ace of Cups. That's like a new relationship, new meeting, new direction, new feeling. Like what you were saying, like feeling like the weight's lifted, everything's dropped.
Yep,
And it came with the Empress reverse. So that's somebody, yeah, possibly a woman. Most times the Empress is a woman, but when she's
yep.
reversed, she doesn't care about herself in the proper way. She's bad. She's bad news.
Yeah,
Un
bad influence.
she's like, let's do things that are bad for our body. Let's, into drugs. Let's stay up late. Let's go drinking. Like,
Yeah,
also with you're getting like this King of Cups. it's like guidance to me, like he's being guided, or
Yep.
you're right, like he just not thinking, just rash decision. But yeah, I feel like, yeah, it was pushed by somebody else being there.
And I think in that
I'm not
moment,
saying like he went to seek her out. I don't know that, or if he knew this person, but it's almost like, oh,
I,
I'm mad. I'm having a horrible time. Like my wife's leaving, blah, blah,
yep,
blah. And she's like, oh, come, come have fun with me.
yep,
Okay. So what
forget about the
happens after this?
troubles. So the
Yeah.
last one that I got is the Two of Wands, which to me is like charting a new path. It's like I'm
It,
literally setting myself a new horizon that I'm charting and that I'm going down on and starting down this new journey. To me as well, I would say probably it could be like um getting into a car, what you mentioned, like being with somebody, because literally this card is a person being or sitting on a lion's back, this whimsical lion, and sort of riding the lion. So I believe that this is him getting into a vehicle with somebody to go somewhere as well.
hmm
But it's almost like the thing is that this, what I get is like this person doesn't have the same intentions that he thinks the person is having. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Shit. Okay. Yeah. It does. I'm sorry. I say, I swore because,
I swear to. It's
because
our
of the
podcast.
card
We
we
can
just
swear
got.
if you
So
want.
yeah, like you're just saying like he got into this car, and then I got this card. It's an action card, but it's reversed.
Okay.
So to me, and then it came out with this contract. So I don't know. I'm not, I haven't bought drugs in a long time, but I would say like you can go and sit in someone's car and, make a deal with them. Okay. And then it came out with this storm warning card. Okay. So we have a physical
Ooh.
storm brewing.
Okay.
We have a shady contract happening. It might not be drugs. It could be sex. It could have been. It could have been like, whatever.
Yep.
But it's definitely, something the family wouldn't know about. Nobody knows about this. Because also this contract, look at her eyes are like blindfolded in this card.
Yep.
So he wasn't going into it with his eyes fully open. And yeah, I feel like, I mean, we can pull more cards on it, but at this point, he either OD'd and they dumped the body, or it could have been like a robbing situation.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. What do you feel? Like this storm warning card, it's like in the action. And I asked like what physically was his new path, and it was action on reverse. Like he was choosing to go nowhere. I feel. I
Yeah.
don't think he was looking for a shortcut to get home.
Yeah.
Um, he's looking for a good time. He's looking to get his mind off it, but he wasn't seeing like like the dangerous situation. Um, yeah, he wasn't thinking about how dangerous it was. And sometimes this happens too. We're like, oh, I went out in the streets and I bought this strange pill from someone and I had a great night. And then some nights it can go the opposite way. It could be bad
True.
drugs. You could die, anything. So yeah, I feel that it was a hasty situation, and he was just like, oh, I'm just trying to do this, like get this or whatever. And I don't know, what else do you want to ask?
So I pulled the cards
Oh,
on um,
anything else in
what he was feeling because you mentioned that before, like in that moment.
there?
And I haven't pulled the cards previously on that, and I got the Hermit, which is interesting.
Oh,
So kind of lonely, kind of almost desperate, and in that sense, like nobody understands me, nobody gets my point of view, everybody's out to get me almost. Because right next to it, I also
oh,
have the Empress, which you got before. So it
oh,
does feel like there is also that influence, like behind my back, there is also somebody like telling me things, and it's like, oh, it's gonna be okay, and you don't seem to be a bad
oh,
person or whatever, and they're gonna feel so sorry for treating you this way, stuff like that, sort of kind
mm,
words, manipulating words almost. And
Mhm.
yeah, so I feel like he felt quite isolated, quite misunderstood, I would say, in many different
Mhm.
ways, and as though he is supposed to walk the path of his life alone. So when I ask what actually happened leading up to the moment of him passing, or after that, kind of initial leaving of the in-laws' house, I got the sun card. So you
You
have
got
that sort of.
sun?
I got the sun, so to me there is like, oh, there was a brilliant idea or a moment of momentary satisfaction, right? What we got before of just with the situation and him being able to say
Oh,
certain things and feeling good about that. But then we have being hit with the Ten of Wands in reverse. So
okay.
kind of pressure being relieved.
Yeah.
I kind of for some reason want to say that he might have been like hit in the traffic before
Okay.
he ended up on that mountain.
There's
Or is like him
like
being hit before he ended up on the actual mountain.
yeah, so I got this card's a little creepy looking. So there's all these kitties. It's the Seven of Wands.
Yep.
And there's definitely one cat fighting other cats, okay? And it came reversed. So, and then it also came and I said, well, how did he get to the spot? And I got the tower. Look at the storm in the tower.
Falling down. Yeah.
There's two other cats involved that knocked it over. So it's like I feel like with the tower, it's sudden. It's not like he traveled there. I think he was brought there with the tower, and also the Seven of Fire. It's like he couldn't fight anymore. He was
Exhausted.
he had exhausted, had to give up. Same with the Ten of Wands reverse. It's like unburdening, giving up, no longer fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so what could have happened during this time? I'm not exactly sure, but I also got this King of this is weird King of Swords reversed.
Yep.
Which when the king's reversed, it's very like manipulative in plan, a lot of planning going on. Maybe something happened and somebody's like, what do we do with him? Like, and this one guy's like, I know a spot. In this card too, there's a lot of snow and just you know what I mean. It's cold and distant, and it just feels like he was put out in the cold. He was put out.
Yep.
Um, I don't know how they would have gotten him up there because, like that's, I don't think you would be able to drive someone up there. Maybe a off-road vehicle could get there or something. I don't know. And also this Sky King, it's kind of like, but we can't just dump him here. We got to make it look like he fell or, it's strange.
Do you believe?
But it doesn't feel like he was alone.
No. Do you believe that he was alone at the moment of his passing, or that he would have been alive for a bit and then
Alive
died?
out there?
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay.
Because the way that things are coming up for me. So after initially getting, the Sun, Ten of Wands in reverse, and then I got the Ace of Coins, which is
Okay.
interesting. So it almost feels like he was. I feel like he was amongst people that he didn't knew before. So
Yes, same
this
with
was
that.
like a
Same when I got the Ace of Cups. I felt that
yeah,
too. Yeah,
like
new
it's a
people.
new
Yeah.
group of people, just kind of a randomly wandering into some sort of happening occurrence, whatever. We got the Four of Wands and the Hermit, then in reverse, both of them actually. And it feels like there wasn't a sort of agreement reached, so some sort of disagreement, and him being surrounded by people, and sort of those feelings of I'm free, I'm light, all of those things just kind of gone out the window. And then I asked what, which sort of could be like that intense situation of just getting into a brawl with someone at a bar or something. And when I asked what happened at the moment of him passing, and we have the strength card coming up, then page of coins, and then six of wands. So it almost feels like he might have been beat up, left somewhere else, maybe in like the shrubs at the bottom of the hill. I believe that there was like you would have to get over some sort of
Okay.
pond or and then over through some shrubbery that's quite thick. Maybe he was left in the shrubs and then sort of in that half kind of a delirious state of the storm happening, him being beat up, he continued on and then just sort of fainted and instead of staying on the track or whatever he was going, fell down, hit his head, and died because he had no more energy. So I don't think that he was necessarily killed or somebody caused him to die directly, like to take his life. It feels like it was something that happened naturally because he had no more energy left. But there were
Mhm.
definitely factors beforehand, is what I would go with at this moment.
Yeah. Yeah. These cards I got, this is crazy. So yeah, I feel like when you're talking about that, when I got these cards, it felt like the same thing. Like this is interesting. So I have seven of sky, like seven of cups, right? So I was asking about his feelings, like, and in this, it's like he's just like imagining, like, what do I do? What do I do? And then he got the wheel. I think he accepted his fate. Like, I'm not going to get out of this.
Yep.
And this nine of sky in this card, there's a sleeping cat, and then it looks like he's dreaming of all the beautiful things in his life.
Yep.
Um, and then just to reiterate that, I got this nine of sky, which is nine of swords. And again, we have this cat like having nightmares. So it's like, and the two nines are the expansion and growth, I think, of his soul when he passed. He saw all the good and he saw all the bad. But the nine of sky reverse is kind of saying like, yeah, he was able to finally get all those demons out of his mind, all the worries, like he was able to find peace. But yeah, I feel like you're right that he kind of unfortunately, I think, struggled a little bit before he died. Like, yeah, he would have been like in a bad physical state. And yeah, he could have still fell from something, or this blunt force trauma could have been part of why they dumped him out there.
Yep.
Um, Seven of Sky too, and like, yeah, I do feel like there's drugs involved or a woman involved, and it's like he just thought it was going to be fun. It just turned out wrong.
Yeah, I believe that he was dumped out there because of this kind of a brawl or whatever happened,
Mm-hmm.
and just they left him there, unfortunately.
Yeah. Very sad. Very sad.
So do we
Because
think?
yeah, there and I think too, like, that message on his phone, it was like probably took him so much effort to get his phone out. I think he did send that message. I think he just
He
hit a
wasn't
bunch of
able to.
buttons,
Yeah,
but he wasn't able to do it.
yeah, because at that point, if he was, that tired and well, beat up and everything, because imagine, somebody's hitting you or your face is swollen and stuff like that. You can't see properly. Everything hurts. So I would imagine that he would not be able to type properly.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's what yeah. Oh, so sad. Sad because
It
he's only
is.
25 years old, brand new baby. Yeah, it's too bad. Yeah, he was not listening to intuition.
No.
No.
Hmm. So do we
So
think we have reached the answer and the
I
story of what
believe
happened?
so. Yeah, I believe so. I don't think there's much else to really say on that. Yeah, I don't think his intentions were to get her or to do anything super bad, but he definitely had intentions to escape his mind, his thoughts. He felt like he had this freedom. And then, yeah, I believe made some bad choices with some wrong people, and it's as easy as that.
It truly is. It truly is.
Okay,
Well,
wow.
yeah. Well, that's an interesting one for
Yeah.
the new year. I guess. Thank you for listening. Do check us out on social media. You can find us on Divination Detectives on Instagram and on TikTok, I believe. And you can find Alex individually under Guiding Tarot and myself under Tarot Shuffle. We would love to hear your opinions, thoughts, what you think happened. If we missed any sort of information, to let us know. And we would love to hear your suggestions. What would you like to hear from us in the future? Myths, legends, conspiracy theories, unsolved cases, cold cases, whatever it is. And we will see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.